10XL 92.5 FM.
James freaking Gladstone at it again. The wizard. Everything he touches turns to gold. And shame on you, James. Last night I was curled up with a girlfriend. We were watching a love story. It's the Ed Gein special on Netflix. And all of a sudden the phone starts popping. Starts bouncing all over the place. Greg Newsome, your newest member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think this really speaks volumes about what this team is doing and what they're going to continue to do. James Gladstone thinks the Jaguars can win now. And by making this move, he feels he got himself a better zone coverage defensive back, someone who can keep his eyes on the quarterback, someone who has great ball skills, or at least better ball skills than what we saw here with Tyson Campbell, which is not saying a lot. Tyson Campbell, even after his second-round selection when he got here, was just awful when it came to recognizing the ball in the air. Very little ball skills in his career. I'm going to miss Tyson. He was a good human being. He was grossly overpaid. It was another drastic mistake made by former general manager Trent Baalke, and it feels like both cities are pretty happy about this. In Cleveland, they think he is going to be able to use his length and be better in Cleveland's, primarily man-on-man defense. And certainly around here, everything we've seen so far with James Gladstone, and I was talking about it a little bit earlier today, I actually threw it out on Twitter. You look at the Jaguars, they've already improved defensively this year, 5.6 points a game. Now, the sample size is only 5 games, but a year ago defensively, Jacksonville was giving up 25.6. Right now they got it at 20. That's 5.6 points a game. Think of that. That's nearly a touchdown, and that is what Anthony Campanile has been able to do. Certainly ball skills are very important. Jacksonville continues to lead the NFL with 14 takeaways. For what it's worth, offensively, they've also made drastic improvements there. They averaged 18.8 points a year ago when they went 4-13. This year, up to 25.4. So that's 6.6 a game offensively. I mean, you're nearly adding a full possession, a touchdown possession in your offensive scoring per game at 6.6, and a point below that at 5.6, shaving off what you are allowing defensively. I mean, combined, that's more than 12 points. That is absolutely sensational, and that is what the Jaguars have done so far this year. So it's good to have you with us. We are on location. We are under the bridge, right off of 210, Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. A lot of captains running around here. All right, I've seen a couple of Gilligans as well who may have already been overserved, but that's never a bad thing as long as they're not driving. This is all going to benefit the Jacksonville School of Autism. We'll talk more about that as we move throughout the course of the night, but it's Palm Valley Outdoors. Again, the weather's been a little bit difficult today, but they got some tents out here, and it's a good environment, indoor and outdoor, and certainly if you want to come on by, we would love to hear from you. The Jaguars are a 1 to 1.5 point favorite over Seattle on Sunday. Depending on where you shop, they are 47.5 points. That is the mean. That is the total here against Seattle, which is a very explosive football team. Okay, Seattle right now is 5th in the NFL, 29.2 points a game. All right, that's the statistic I always look at. Total offense, total defense, I don't know why that remains the number one number. I would love to know what moron came up with that 60, 70, 80 years ago. Yards can be garbage yards, especially late in the game in the fourth quarter. To me, it's about scoring. And to me, it's about defending other teams who are trying to score. We just talked about Jacksonville. They're 10th in the NFL, 25.4 a game. Seattle, 29.2. They are 9th overall in the total offense. You just contradicted yourself, Ballou. Yeah, kind of, but I started with scoring offense. 5th in pass, 19th in rush. So this is a pretty balanced football team that's sore right now. I mean, Darnold played great football against Tampa Bay. He just made a mistake at the end of the game, right? He was 28 of 34 for 341, 4 touchdowns, at a quarterback rating of 135.4, and that includes the interception. So it's going to be a big challenge for the Jaguars and what they are going to be able to do defensively. All right, let's talk about Greg Newsome. He's the newest member of this football team. First off, he was limited yesterday in Cleveland with a hamstring. So you wonder about his overall availability as he makes his way into Jacksonville. I know last night I got the injury report. I think it was at 6:52. So it's 6:07 right now. I'd expect to get it at the same time here on this Thursday. Once we get it, we will certainly update you. Both teams are really beaten up. As a matter of fact, right now, 5 defensive starters are on the injury report for Seattle, 2 of which we already know are not going to play this weekend for the Seahawks. That's Derek Hall, a linebacker, Josh Jones, a right tackle. Those 2 are out. We'll find out about DeMarcus Lawrence and Julian Love and Rig Woolen and Darren Witherspoon, 4 other very key members of that Seattle defense. But what are you getting now in Greg Newsome? Just a couple of hours ago, defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile had this to say.
Just excited about Greg. I think he's got a multiple skill set, has done a good job. Watching him in crossover tape, has done a good job over the years watching him. I think he's got really good man-to-man skills. I think he's done a good job in zone, competitive at the point of attack. So really excited about him. I think he'll add a bunch to us.
Earlier today, just really not too long ago, that is Anthony Campanile here talking about the addition of Greg Newsome. It's interesting because I've listened today to the Cleveland media, and I have certainly, been around and doing everything here locally, and it feels like it's a gain for both teams. And that's pretty rare under these set of circumstances. But there's so much more to the trade for Greg Newsome. Number one, you unload a massive contract in an underachieving football player in Tyson Campbell. And it's funny because, Dylan, you and I were talking about it yesterday. I hate to say it this way, but it's true. You have to re-sign your own players, but oftentimes, and more than often, most of the time, players do not live up to that contract. To date, Tyson Campbell did not live up to it. To date, Josh Hines-Allen has not lived up to it. To date, Trevor Lawrence has not lived up to it. Those are facts, okay? Now, I know the Lawrence deal hasn't officially even kicked in as of yet, and you can't measure Josh Hines-Allen based simply on sacks. What he brings to his team is more than just that, but that is the risk that you take. This is a bad contract, okay? This was an egomaniac move by Trent Baalke. He wanted to keep him in-house as a guy that he drafted, so he overpaid for him, and you ended up seeing the results. But what happens here now with James Gladstone is so many things, okay? This man has moved Darnell Savage. This man has moved Tank Bigsby. This man has moved Luke Fortner. This man has moved Fred Johnson. This guy's going to move anyone who does not make the ecosystem, quote-unquote, better if they are not intangibly rich. These are things that this football team is buying into, and maybe some of you out there were laughing about this over the summer. Now you're 4-1, one bad call away from being 5-0. It's not laughable. I mean, it's the truth. The love of football. I've never heard that in 34 years of doing it. This is the first time I've ever heard that a big principle, a big part of bringing guys in via free agency, trades, or the draft is their love for the game of football. It is absolutely amazing. But you know what else happened with this trade last night? James Gladstone says to the team, we can win now. And by doing this, in my opinion, he also strikes a little bit of fear, or if not fear, at least a warning that if you do not buy in you could still be moved before the trade deadline, which is coming up, I think it's November 4th, when the trade deadline actually does take place. It's a good set of circumstances to have your guys on. And that doesn't apply to all 53 guys on the roster. There are certainly guys there that no matter what the situation is, they are a huge part of this football team. But it's fringe players. It's backup players. It's expensive veterans. It's bottom of the roster guys who are fighting for spots that if you're not all in, hey, my job is to make this organization better. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think what happened a night ago with this trade was almost a twofold situation by James Gladstone. He makes the Jaguars better right here, right now, today, and also says, again, hey, you better get your job done, because if not, we will make some more moves. That's 4 trades already. Savage, Fortner, Tank Bigsby, Fred Johnson. You add to that a 5th trade last night, Tyson Campbell on his way to Cleveland. How about him grabbing a 6th-round pick as well? Gives up a 7th in that contract. I mean, that contract right there is enough to go get Devin Lloyd if that is the plan. In 5 games in, that certainly would be the plan. I don't think anyone would argue with that. All right, opening comments are brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision, where patients are always educated on what is best for them when it comes to their eyes. You know, like everything else in this world, they keep on bringing in new equipment, the most advanced technology. And what does that do? I'll tell you what it does. It raises the price of your bill, okay? These gadgets certainly can help you, but they may not be needed for you. Now, Shmunez Vision, they have all that technology. But when they look at you and examine your eyes, again, it may not apply. What Shmunez Vision is always going to do is give you the most value for your money. I've known Dr. Neil Shmunez, it feels like now forever. I remember 9 years ago just rolling in for a normal checkup. He said, Ballou, you need eye surgery immediately. I'm like, what are you talking about? My eyes are fine. He's like, wrong. You need it. You have something cancerous in your right eye. I went in the next morning. There's never been a problem. Remove. It was safe. Whenever I visit now, no setbacks, no side effects. There's never been an issue. If you think there's something going on with your eyes, make an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. That's more than 37 years worth of experience. Check them out online, Shmunez Vision. Go to Instagram, get all the testimonials. Shmunez Vision. All right, when we come back, let's check in with our good buddy Dylan Denmark. The Philly Godfather, it's 6:33 tonight. He was unable to make it on a Wednesday. We got him on a Thursday. He's in the air right now, but he's expected to touch down sometime in the next 30 minutes. That means we'll have Tim Brando of Fox Sports joining us at 7 o'clock. Good to have you with us. We are at Palm Valley Outdoors. It is the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament, which benefits the Jacksonville School of Autism. I'm Rick Ballou with you tonight till 8.
Every Sunday drive deserves a Monday morning quarterback.
Did anyone look at the scoreboard?
We'll take apart the top games, key plays, and controversial calls from the weekend.
Post-Game Monday.
Delivered by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in... Duval!
rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs. You name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles. This is RJ with 1010XL. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask? So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-1. They're also 4-1 this year against the spread. You can get it at 1.5. Better yet, you can get it at 1, depending on where you shop. Good luck. 47.5 is your total. We are live from the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament here at Palm Valley Outdoors. Dylan Denmark back in the studio on Bowden Road. How are you?
Things are good, Rick. Looking at the spreads of the slate for the NFL this week, the Jags are a 1-point spread, and the Chiefs are a 2-point favorite over the Lions. Every other game is more than a field goal. I can't remember a time in the NFL, at least this early in the season, where it feels like we have a lot of games where you kind of know who's going to win. At least it feels like that before the game starts.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of upsets. 2 weeks ago, there was no such thing as home field with a lot of road teams. So that might have been 3 weeks ago. Then the following week, it was something like the home team covered, I think it was 7 out of the 8 first, 1 o'clock games. So some real interesting trends that are ongoing right now early on in the NFL. Speaking of which, we're 13 minutes away from the Philly Godfather. We're going to break down the key games this weekend. That'll obviously include Seattle coming here to take on Jacksonville. I want to dive back into Gavin Newsom for a minute, but I have to spend a couple of seconds on what is going on with Mike Norvell. This is really blowing my mind, okay? He showed up with a black eye, and that's news. I mean, if you show up with a black eye, no matter where you are or what the situation is, people ask, hey, what happened? If Liam Cohen shows up next week with a black eye, I'm going to ask him what happened. The Florida State media is so intimidated that they won't even ask him what happened. And again, this is just another gross example of the omerta that is going on in God's country and how everyone is involved in this little secret. How can you be a member of the media and not ask that question? And you know what? Shame on Mike Alford, the athletic director, for not making Mike Norvell address this. Shame on their sports information department for knowing that people like me are going to flap my gums about it and bring more negativity to my alma mater because the leadership there sucks. It does. Top to bottom. I mean, if you come out and crack a joke, yeah, I fell off a ladder or, I got hit, it goes away. Even if you don't tell the truth, it goes away. Okay? If a grown-ass man's going to sit there and look at you and say, I was fooling around with my son and, a piece of china fell and it knocked me in the eye, I got a black eye. End of story. But instead, they're acting like it's not even there. Like it's not even visible. Okay? It's just, it really is. It's one thing after another. Today I was reading the Osceola and this acronym apparently comes out weekly involved with Mike Norvell. What a genius. He's got so much downtime that instead of trying to win for the third time in 16 games against Division I opponents, Mike Norvell comes out, with special sayings. And what was it? I put it on Twitter a little bit earlier today. Let me find it for you because this is just absolutely fascinating to me. Here we go. This week's acronym. Ready? It is grit, gratitude, resilience, intensity, and toughness. Well, stop with the crap, Norvell. Stop with the zen. Here's one for you. How about WIN? How about win a freaking football game instead of all of this nonsense that you are the leader of in Tallahassee? Unbelievable. And shame on the local media for not doing your job, for not asking a simple question. Remember, this is the same sports information department that refused to allow me to ask him a question 3 years ago because I asked why Jared Verse the day before wasn't practicing. 34 years. Only once in my life have I been told you cannot ask a question. Okay? Although I think someone with the Jaguars did that last year when it came to the firing of when they kept Trent Baalke on there and they wouldn't allow me to ask a question. But so I guess it's happened twice in 34 years. Just a really, 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 really bad deal with what is going on right now in Tallahassee. Okay. Who gets the majority of the snaps? That's interesting to me. You bring Greg Newsome in, and reportedly he's been better in Cleveland on the inside as a slot guy. He has been playing outside this year. He was actually their third corner. He was benched until another injury did take place. The Cleveland media is saying that, the last few weeks, Newsome has played better football outside at the cornerback position. But has this simply become Newsome on one side? You continue to start Jordan Lewis in your base defense, which is far less than what you are going to have once you go into nickel coverage. And do you move Jones to the nickel at that point? Then bring in Travis Hunter, bring in Buster Brown. Jarian Jones doesn't seem to be grasping the Anthony Campanile defense. He has played 3 total snaps in the last 3 games, and that was last week. He was so electrifying, a year ago and did some really good things, but he is struggling with this zone defense. And, he told us all, he never played zone defense at Florida State. He played a variety of different positions in Florida State secondary, but it feels like he is not the type of guy that they can trust right now with this new scheme. And, same deal with Tyson Campbell. I mean, the numbers on Tyson Campbell were just awful. He was 57th in coverage. Okay, he was 47th overall, as far as a corner. This is according to Pro Football Focus. We know that Tyson Campbell is big and he's physical. He was number 3 in the run defense, so he deserves a lot of credit there, and he was number 5 in tackle ratings, so very good. But if you look at Newsome, who's not as physically imposing, he's not the physical defensive player that Campbell was, but he's 32nd in coverage, okay? 25th in run defense, 26th in tackle ratings. Again, I always give you the obligatory. Take it for what it's worth. It's Pro Football Focus, whether you live by it, whether you can't stand it. Just to show you how much this company is a contradiction in itself. You know who owns the company? Chris Collinsworth. Every time we watch a game, I don't care if it's a tailback, quarterback, I don't care if it's a right guard, I don't care if it's a punt returner, Chris Collinsworth is going to tell you he is the best that he's ever seen. That is the best punt returner in the history of the National Football League. Then the company that he owns says that those same players suck. So, it is the greatest contradiction right now in football, period. But Pro Football Focus tells us Newsome is the better player, certainly in coverage. But I'm really interested in snaps. How are they going to divvy this up? Does this mean Travis Hunter today plays more defense than he did a week ago? I'd like to see him play more offense. The 7 for 9 between him and Brian Thomas Jr. and what happened the other night for 144 yards is where I believe Jacksonville needs to go if they're going to knock off Seattle on Sunday. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. I've known Rick Alexander for a number of years. Just go to Alexander Law Practice, and let me tell you, if you've been injured in a car accident, truck accident, no matter what it is, you may be alone right now. You may be up against it and think that there's absolutely no way or nowhere that you can turn. Wrong. It's a free review. Just call 400-6600 for a free review, and fire away as far as questions. You may have a car that is totaled. You can't afford to pay for it. You may have hospital bills. These are the type of questions you ask Rick Alexander, okay? You'll never come out of pocket. You're never going to have to pay for this, and then obviously everything will be settled when you reap the major reward at the end of the case. Just go to Alexander Law Practice, and again, for a free consultation, call 400-6600. All right, we got a ton to do. Coming up next, let's bring in the Philly Godfather. He is standing by. Tim Brando, it's 7. It's great to have you with us, along with Dylan Denmark and Max Fink. My name is Rick Ballou.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Associates, keeping the first coast focused.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Devin Lloyd was masterful in the Sunshine State versus Kansas City. The Jacksonville linebacker tallied 2 tackles on Monday night to go along with an interception, which he'd returned for a touchdown. He was the kid with his act down pat. Number 0 was yet again a hero, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
He is a best-selling author. He is a professional handicapper. He is the Philly Godfather. Sir, how are you?
Doing great, man. But you know who's doing better than me? The Jacksonville Jags.
How about that? Man, you're about ready to fly to Vegas and cash that ticket at 4-1. You had him at 6 and, what, 6.5 and 7?
6.5 and 7.5. And I also bet him plus 300 to win the division, which is going to be kind of tough. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot of football left, no question about it. We'll be in Vegas coming up in just a couple of weeks. I'll be out there. I know you're making plans to go out there as well. And the Jags take on the Las Vegas Raiders, but that is a few weeks away. Certainly Seattle is next, and we'll talk about that in 1 minute. But before we do, Philly Godfather, tell our listeners, because more and more people keep asking me about it, about the book. How can they pick it up?
Yeah, you can go to phillybooked.com and it'll send you out an autographed copy. It may take 3 to 7 business days. Or you can go to Amazon, it's shipped to order, and you'll probably get it the next day.
All right, let's begin with Florida and Texas A&M. A huge victory for the Gators a week ago. We know that Kyle Field, one of the more difficult places to play in college football.
Yeah, it's not easy playing down there. And after the Gators beat Texas outright at 7-point underdogs last week, you'd expect them to get more respect in the sports betting market this week against the Aggies, but that's just not the case. I mean, Texas A&M, they're a 7.5-point home favorite over the Gators. The line was as high as 8.5 a couple days ago, but since then we've seen about a 1-point dip in the market. Rick, this time around, I think it gets a little more difficult for Florida on the road. Like you said, at Kyle Field to pull off an upset or even stay within the Vegas number of 7 or 7.5. I mean, the Aggies are having a great season. They're undefeated, and they're even more impressive at home with an average margin of victory of 17 points per game. Now, I haven't bet the game yet, but after that huge emotional win for the Gators over Texas, this could be a letdown spot for them. Lagway and this Florida offense haven't played well on the road. They can't afford to have 5 turnovers like they did against LSU or managed just 7 first downs. and 61 passing yards like they did against Miami this weekend. While both defenses are strong, I think the difference is A&M's offense, in my opinion. They got a big edge over Florida. They rank 75 spots higher, the yards per play metric. If the game gets to 7 or maybe 6.5, I might look to bet A&M. But I think Florida could be in trouble this week.
Yeah, I was looking at their injury report, too. Florida's got already significant guys out on defense, but they're pretty beaten up, where A&M, this is about as healthy as a team could be this point of the season. Okay, the question here is, will John Mateer play? And if he does play, how effective is he going to be in Dallas, Oklahoma, and Texas? How do you see it, Philly Godfather?
Well, the market really thinks he's going to play. The line moved from Texas -3.5 down to -1 at some shops, and that's a huge move to that key number of 3. Early sharp money, expecting Mateer to play all over the Sooners here at +3.5 and +3. The combined total is at 43.5. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with all the metrics. On paper, the Sooners look like the better team, but Rick, after that loss to Florida last week, a 7-point favorites, this is a must-win game for Texas. I mean, if the Longhorns lose here, the season's basically over. And as of right now, 65% of the tickets in both the U.S. and offshore markets are on Oklahoma. And I don't like being on the public side. I think this is a great buy low spot for Texas at the Cotton Bowl. I like the Longhorns here on the money line to save their season.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, because, usually there's one guy that gets most of the blame or all the blame. This is 50-50 right now on Arch Manning and can Steve Sarkisian win the big game. So, interesting pick there. I like it. Texas over Oklahoma. Philly Godfather, how do our listeners get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather, or the website is thephillygodfather.com.
Kansas City has a short week after losing here in the final seconds. Detroit, very explosive, as we know as well, on offense. What do you make of the Lions and the Chiefs?
Yeah, after coming off their third loss of the season to the Jags, public bettors don't think KC has a shot at home against the Lions. As of right now, 90% of the early action is on Detroit, catching 2 points at Arrowhead. It feels like the bookmakers, to me, are setting a trap here. You got a 4-1 Lions team as underdogs versus a Chiefs team that's sitting in third place in the AFC West. But when you look at the competition these teams have faced, it makes sense. After losing the Packers in Week 1, the Lions have beaten the Bears, Ravens, Browns, and a Bengals team without Joe Burrow, while the Chiefs have faced a much tougher competition with close losses to the Chargers, Eagles, and Jags. I like the Chiefs here, Rick. I already bet them on the money line -130 and -2. I mean, when you add up the facts, the Chiefs are starving for a win to keep up with the Broncos and Chargers in the AFC West. The Lions secondary is one of the most banged-up units in the NFL heading into Sunday. 4 of the 5 teams Detroit has faced ranked outside the top 10 offensively in yards per play. And considering the level of competition both teams have faced, I think it all lines up. I like KC here.
Yeah, and, one of their stars on defense, Chris Jones, has been publicly called out for dogging it on that final play. He deleted all his social media, so I would expect him to have a big game as well against Detroit. Let's wrap it up right here. It's the last home game here for 5 weeks. Jacksonville will head out on the road. That includes London. But, it's virtually a pick-em. I've seen some 1.5. Seattle coming off a tough loss. They got to make the trip. But, again, Jacksonville, everything riding high here. They do have a short week, however.
Yeah, and anyone who thought this Jags team wasn't for real before the season started is quickly becoming a believer. I mean, you got 3 big wins against the Texans, 49ers, and Chiefs. And I had the Jags winning 9 games before the season started, but the resiliency and poise they showed coming back against Kansas City, I mean, despite losing the turnover battle, makes me think this could be a 10 or 11 win team this year. They're loaded, and they got a great shot of going deep into playoffs. I know it's still early, time to pump your brakes, but they've really impressed me. But to this game on Sunday, I mean, the Jags are currently listed as a pick-em at some offshore sports books, while the U.S. markets have Jacksonville favored anywhere from 1 to 1.5. The combined total has jumped from 44 all the way up to 47 and 47.5, so there's definitely some sharp money on the over here. At first glance, it looks like the Jags keep rolling here at home. They've beaten the better competition this season. Seattle's pass defense has a health score ranking 17 points lower than Jacksonville's heading into Sunday. The Jags also rank first in turnover differential, and their defense has been unreal with 10 interceptions on the season. They lead the league in interceptions. But what scares me is the point spread. I mean, it's basically a pick 'em at home. which could signal a potential letdown spot against a Seahawks team that ranks, I think they're second in the league in yards per play offensively. So this is definitely the best offensive team the Jags have faced this season. I lean here, Jacksonville small, but this could be a tricky letdown spot after 3 tough games against the Texans, 49ers, and Chiefs. If you want some insurance, put them in a 7-point teaser. You grab them +7. You can tie them in with the Colts out of pick 'em. So that's probably a better way to play it. But this is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, all right. Teaser and get 7 with Indy. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like your play here. All right, hey, Philly Godfather, how do they get your book?
Yeah, you go to phillybook.com or you go to Amazon, and you'll get it the next day.
And let our listeners once again know how they can reach you.
Follow me on X at Philly Godfather or stop by the website, phillygodfather.com.
Philly Godfather, enjoy tonight's game. I know you'll be watching that with the Eagles, no doubt, and we'll catch up with you next week. Thank you.
Go Phillies, man. Good luck, guys.
There he goes. Yeah, that's right. He's got baseball and football tonight. My God, what a Thursday night in brotherly love, right? Phillies, I saw Taylor Dahl tweet this out a little bit earlier today. It makes complete sense. They're underway now. They're in the third. You have a 6 o'clock game in L.A., and you have a 9:08 game in Chicago, which will actually be 8:08 out there at Wrigley. But the Yankees were eliminated a night ago. I mean, besides the Jaguars winning, that's really about the only good thing that I can think of that's happened in sports in the last couple of weeks. But, L.A. with an opportunity to clinch tonight. The Chicago Cubs with an opportunity as well tonight to stay alive and force a 5th and final game between Milwaukee. And we are going to get that 5th and final game tomorrow in Seattle as the Mariners and Tigers are locked up at 2 apiece. So there you go. That is the very latest. Thank you to the Philly Godfather. All right, when we come back, let's see. Tim Brando's going to join me in 17 minutes. We are going to talk with him. We have much more to get into as far as the Jaguars and this huge trade. Who's next? I mean, are they going to make a move here? November 4th is the deadline. I've seen some rumors that involve, perhaps Mark Andrews, the tight end in Baltimore. There's a team that really is off to a difficult start. So that can certainly be a part of this as well. We got a ton to do. If you'd like to join us, best way to do so is on the text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Get ready to go viral with us.
Jeff Prosser and Dan Hicken on the Swamp Sessions podcast.
It's no holds barred, live streamed on the 1010XL social channels right after every Gator game.
From Voodoo Brewing Company.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
The Alhambra Theater and Dining brings you an evening of wonderful food and live theater and fun. October 9th through November 16th, come enjoy the award-winning musical from Charles Dickens' final unfinished novel, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, an interactive show where the audience gets to choose the ending. The Mystery of Edwin Drood promises to be an entertaining night for you, family, and friends. Get tickets at alhambrajacks.com. alhambrajacks.com.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero-resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
There's a time to play, then there's a time to win. And the Golden One understood the assignment in winning time. Trevor Lawrence would lead Jacksonville on a 7-play, 60-yard drive, capped off by his own 1-yard rushing touchdown to give the Cats a 31-28 lead with 23 seconds left in regulation. The 1-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, some good stuff there from the Philly Godfather. I hope you enjoyed it. Just contacted Tim Brando. He's coming up in 12 minutes. Everything that is college football with Timmy B. Then certainly back to the Jaguars trade one night ago. Much more on the Jaguars. We are here at Palm Valley Outdoors, right under the bridge. Chip Davis is with us. He is the director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. They do benefit the Jacksonville School of Autism. And Chip, it's good to have you with us. I know the weather's not perfect today, but we're indoors. And tell us about the event. I know it's always a lot of fun. It's for such a great cause.
Well, this is our 16th annual, and I've raised $1.5 million on the Smacks of Small Businesses here in Jacksonville. And this is kind of an annual thing. It's our 16th year. All of it goes to Jacksonville School for Autism. My son is autistic, and that's why I started. Part of the curriculum at the school was parent fundraising, and I was like, well, I'm not selling cookies. And I've been a big fisherman in town along with sports and everything like that. So I started a fishing tournament, and here we are now 16 years later. I'm on the radio with Rick Ballou.
Bam.
The man.
$1.5 million. Congratulations.
We did, well, right now I'm at $151,000 raised, and I just started at the end of July.
I'm amazed by our listeners. I'm amazed by the people in Jacksonville. Every year we outdo ourselves with the J Fund, and this is another opportunity here to benefit the Jacksonville School of Autism. Take us through it a little bit. I don't think everyone has a full understanding of what autism is. You say your son does have it.
Yeah, well, I have one child, and he was diagnosed in 2008, and once he was diagnosed, we had to put him in public school, and then we were determined to find a private school. And so I met Michelle in 2010, and Tyler's now 20, and he's in a STEP program over at the school where he's going to learn more life skills and stuff like that. But, I just figured, what can I do to help? And I would never dream in my wildest dreams. I remember when I first did $25,000, I was like, holy moly, now I'm holding up, $185,000, $190,000. But also, it's not me, it's the community. So, it's sometimes, we're in an environment, it's like it's me. No, it's us, and I don't do it alone. I mean, the school, they handle all that, what's going on out there. If you're not out there, if you're not here at Palm Valley Outdoors right now, you're about to hear psychedelic play. We got a great crowd. The rain's not slowing us down. I mean, like you said, we're high and dry. We got the beautiful Intercoastal right there to our right. I mean, I'm psyched, man. I'm pumped. The one thing we did do, Rick, is I had to move the tournament, the fishing, actually to Sunday because of the weather call.
This Sunday?
This Sunday, right. We were supposed to do Saturday, but since, small crowd advisories and all that, safety first. So we're going out on Sunday, and we're going to do everything on Sunday down here at Palm Valley Outdoors. So
Okay. Now, can people still sign up?
they can
people
sign
get a
up.
hold of you?
Today is the last day to register, and
All
you
right.
can come up here. And we're probably going to maybe, one of my lowest ones, under 100 boats. But then look at the weather. It's not been the greatest, but I still got some 100 hardcore anglers. In first place is $10,000, and I'm going to show you a picture of the trophy.
Oh,
Right?
man, yeah.
The trophy is it's second to none. I mean, it's like these guys fight for this trophy, and I'm going to show you. Here it is, right here, Rick.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Hold that up to the YouTube crowd so
there you go,
they can get a good look at that.
Take it on a. So that's done locally by a guy named Brian Russell that does the mount. So basically, the guys love, the money of it, but they want that trophy and they want the title of the Flounder Pounder. And it not only started it because no one had ever done a flounder fishing tournament in Jacksonville. See, there were redfish, kingfish, wahoo. So when I started this in 2010, I was like, I'm going to do something unique. And I've won a bunch of big tournaments, Rick, in town. So I said, well, I'm going to do a flounder fishing tournament, and then I call it the Flounder Pounder, and the rest is history.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. How far do you go out?
Oh, there's no boundaries, but the majority of the fish are caught around rocks and docks downtown and all that. But
Okay.
But you can go offshore if you want to go offshore, but you don't. I mean, it's no need to. And here's one of my top sponsors right there. What's happening, man? This is a great time, I mean, it's a community-driven, sponsor-driven fundraiser, and all the money goes to Jacksonville School for Autism. Like I said, the merchandise is on sale. We'll be selling everything all weekend, even though we're not fishing on Saturday. I will be here selling my merchandise and our raffles, but everything goes down on Sunday. Somebody's going to be crowned the 2025 Flounder Pounder.
Man, that sounds incredible. We just have a couple of minutes left.
Sure.
What have I missed? What else do you want to tell the listeners?
Well, I mean, I'm just super excited about how much support I've garnered throughout the years and all that, and coming on. I mean, this is like and then when the U.S. Army, let's thank them.
Oh, how about it?
I mean, the U.S. Army even let me do my own radio voiceover, which
really?
Yeah, I did it.
That must have been cool.
It was, and I did it in 2 takes. The guy was like, "You're out of here." I was like, because also, like I said, I used to do a fishing show with Captain Vic Tyson. It's still just fishing, and we did it over at the Salem building and all that.
All right.
So I had a little radio experience. I'm not, I love it. Give me the microphone. Most people, when I'm the MC of the event, Rick, like I'll hand them the microphone. No, I don't want to talk. I was like, when they're talking down here, I was like, up here. Yeah. I mean, this is like a dream. I'm not going to do this forever. I mean, it's 16 years into it, but it's like, hey man, let's live in the moment, live in the dream, and I'm living the dream right now.
All right, Chip. Once again, you can sign up until tonight.
Right.
If you want to make a donation, again, all of this goes to the Jacksonville School of Autism. What is the best way to do that?
You can log on to their website at jsakids.org, and you can go ahead and make a donation. And like I said, it all goes to the Jacksonville School for Autism. Or you can come out this weekend, and we'll take donations in. I mean, come out and support. Who doesn't love Palm Valley Outdoors? I love it.
Chip Davis is the director. He's been doing it for 16 years, the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. It does benefit Jacksonville School of Autism. Always good to see you, Chip.
Pleasure, Rick.
All right.
Go Gators.
There he goes. All right, Tim Brando is coming up. Hey, Florida's the game that we'll talk about with Timmy B. Florida at Texas A&M. No question about it. We'll do that. Fox Sports, Tim Brando, our weekly conversation with Rick Ballou. That begins the 7 o'clock hour.
Florida Gators football. Gators! The Gators bring swamp style to the Lone Star State.
Pulls loose at the 38. Gators got it.
Florida, Texas A&M, Saturday at 7 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
When you're faced with damage in your home from water, fire, or mold, you need a team with the expertise to fix it right.
Resto Pros.
A locally owned, nationally backed franchise that's here to help you when you need them. A team that does it right the first time.
Resto Pros.
Remember, you don't have to use the insurance company's preferred contractors. Get it done right by a licensed professional you can trust. Call 904-201-9151 or go to RestoProsNEFlorida.com. That's RestoProsNEFlorida.com.
Resto Pros.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 9th, 1996, 12-year-old Jeffrey Mayer reached over the Yankee Stadium wall to pull in a Derek Jeter home run in Game 1 of the ALCS. The Yankees would go on to win the World Series.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Business owners, are you tired of getting the runaround from your plumbing or AC vendors? Fire them now and call Duck Duck Rooter. Duck Duck Rooter is the trusted partner for some of the largest commercial companies in Northeast Florida. From a professional accounting office that makes contracts and invoicing seamless to highly skilled field technicians who fix the problems fast, they handle it all. Make the smart move today with Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This right here, this is where it starts. With a little flame and a lot of love. When the air cools or the night falls, fire brings the warmth. But it's what we bring to the table that matters. Slow smoked barbecue. Stories that stretch long. Laughter that lingers. And moments that just feel full. That's why it's always Sunny's here.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here, and I just want to once again give you this very simple reminder. Wear sunscreen. If you're outside a lot, bring the screen. Put some in your truck, on your boat, in your golf bag, whatever, wherever, just use it. Please. It's hot out there, and I just want you to protect yourself. I use it like it's cool because I think it is, but what's not cool, that's skin cancer. You don't want to deal with that. Go get yourself checked out. It could save your life. Go to beachesdermatology.com and schedule your appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
You know, we're on the edge of the Intracoastal here for the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament benefiting Jacksonville School of Autism, and there's a band playing. It's Psychic Deli. Can I ask them where they play? They play Led Zeppelin. Okay, so, I mean, how could you possibly go wrong? The weather's not perfect, but that's okay. Tell you who's always perfect. That is Tim Brando. He is with Fox Sports, and he goes into the night with Rick Ballou. Timmy B, how are you, sir?
I am wonderful, Rick. Good to be with you. From the mini Manhattan, from the Manhattan that you can pretty much walk on the streets and be okay. Okay, that's the Manhattan.
Hey, nowadays that's saying something, you know. Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, yeah, no question about it. So Kansas State, TCU for you at 3:30 on Fox.
Yeah, so when Oklahoma gets up, I don't know, about 3 touchdowns, 4, whatever, come on over. We'll have a close. We'll have a close. They're always close in the Big 12. Just ask Kansas. All their losses are by, I think, 5 points or less. You know, they're 2 and 4 now. They've all been 5 points or less, and you know the league is just every game is so good, and you know TCU's right in the thick of it now. They bounced back from that loss at Arizona State, handled Colorado in short order, and you know they're one of a cobble. I mean, truly a cobble of teams that is thinking, why not us? Why can't we be that team out of the Big 12? And they're obviously they got a lot of company with what Arizona State has been able to do. They're undefeated in the league. Their only loss was that Mississippi State game, and then which I thought was an anomaly for them. I think they're going to continue to win. I really do. And you look at Utah; they bounced back from the loss they had to Texas Tech. Texas Tech looks like they've separated themselves, yes, but they've got they got a tough one this week now. I mean, you look at the matchups and the games that they play, and sort of what Kansas did to everybody last year. They could start doing this week. You never know. The Jayhawks knocked out a ton of teams last year after a pitiful start. Kansas State's having the same kind of start this year that Kansas had last year. And the Jayhawks recovered and knocked Colorado out of the Big 12 championship game, and crazy things happening this week. I mean, I never cease to be amazed. By the way, next week I'll be doing a Friday game. Give you a heads up for having me on, because I'll have the folks from Lincoln, Nebraska will be going to Minnesota to play a big Friday night Big Ten tilt. Yeah. So a week from tonight, that's where we'll be. And you'll have to chat with me maybe Thursday of next week and maybe Friday too. We'll see.
We'll find a way. We'll work it out with Timmy B. Yeah, I heard you on your broadcast. I think it might have been 2 Saturdays ago where you said as you were heading to a break that the Big 12 is the most competitive conference right now in college football. And I can't believe TCU's not ranked in your game here on Saturday.
Yeah,
they're 4-1, yet they're only a 1.5 point favorite on the road to Kansas State, who's only 2-4. That just shows you how competitive the Big 12 has been.
Yeah, it really is. And a team like Baylor, by example, who blocked a field goal for K-State last week on the game's final play, but Baylor, lost that game to Arizona State in dramatic fashion a few weeks back. That other Friday night game we did, I think, was maybe 3 weeks ago. And, what do? They bounce back. They find a way. And that's a dangerous team. Sawyer Robertson, I mean, that kid's a great quarterback. But the level of quarterback play in the Big 12 is just off the charts. I would anyone wants to talk to me about guys that are playing the position of quarterback great in other leagues, I'm willing to listen. But I don't think there's a league in the country that has as many outstanding quarterbacks all at the same time as the Big 12.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Hey, you and I actually nailed one a week ago, and that was Florida over Texas. And, your thoughts on what the Gators, once again, when it seems like when they're up against it, they respond for Billy Napier. Their defense was an absolute terror in this game. But it's not going to be easy for them this Saturday. They got to go to Kyle Field.
No, it won't be easy. But I'll tell you this. Is it winnable? Yeah, I think it's winnable. I do. A&M kind of stubbed their toes. Got away with one when you think about it. I mean, didn't score as many points. That team is as good as Marcel Reed is on a given day. Okay? If you catch him on a night when he doesn't have it together, then I think A&M's beatable. I mean, let's face it, he set the world on fire in that win at Notre Dame. But I don't know that consistently in the past game he's going to be able to beat you. You want him to pass the ball. Even though Notre Dame didn't want him to, you still want him to pass the ball. He beats you with his legs. He really does. I think that's a winnable game for them. And I know it's probably pissing off a lot of Florida fans that want Billy gone, but I think this should say something a little bit, I think, about the kind of coach he is and the culture he's created. What good does it do you if you're Scott Strickland to run him out? For what? Who are you going to get? Who's going to automatically come in and make things better for you? I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think a lot of fans, Rick, are going to have to get accustomed to this. It's like James Franklin, the conundrum the Penn State fans have. They want to run him out now because he finally lost a game to an inferior team. But when you look overall at the job he's done, has it been pretty good there? It kind of has. It really has. Drew Aller cost him a game. Absolutely cost him a game. And that loss that they had on whiteout night against Oregon wound up having emotional scars that affected their start of the game at UCLA last week.
Right.
I mean, that's college football, baby. That's what separates the college game from the NFL. I mean, these guys may be getting paid, but they're still young, impressionable players, okay? And I think when you take that into consideration, then you never know what you're going to get in a given weekend when a team's coming off a tough loss, as Penn State did. Florida's a dangerous team right now. If I'm A&M, I've got upset alert written all around my locker room, making sure the guys know you got to bring it, because we saw carnage to the top 10 2 weeks ago. We saw it again last week. We may see it again, and we're going to see more of this in today's college football.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Florida just looked like a different football team, getting Dallas Wilson involved and him living up to, the advanced billing. And, Vernell Brown III has certainly played some really good football. So this is going to be a very interesting game to watch. They beat Texas. This is interesting to me because we don't know if John Mateer is going to play.
Right.
What do you think here, OU, Texas?
Well, they've got him questionable, which that means 50-50. In the SEC, they mandate, as they do in the Big Ten, that you got to come out with a, questionable, probable, doubtful list, and they've got him at questionable. So I think he's going to do everything in his power to play, and you just see how he responds to it. You figure he's thinking about only being there for this one run at it. And when you leave a place like Wazoo to get the job at a place like Oklahoma, and you're in a position now to play in a nationally renowned rivalry game that you dream about,
right?
And this is maybe your only chance to get to play in it, then you're going to do everything in your power to play. I have no way of knowing, okay, what his impact will be in terms of throwing the football, but it does make sense if you're Venables to make sure that they have to prepare for him, because he's more of a runner than he is a passer.
Right.
Bottom line, John Mateer is more of a great athlete playing the quarterback position than he is a great quarterback. But as I said, I thought he was a transformational quarterback. I think I told you at the beginning of the year that was my sleeper pick to win it all in the SEC. And I felt that way then. I still feel that way. And having him available to go and having Texas have to prepare for him, that in itself has great value to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Tim Brando, our guest, again, 3:30 on Saturday, TCU at Kansas State on Fox at 3:30. Okay, just a couple of minutes left. Can Indiana win at Oregon?
Yes. Can they? Yes. Fernando Mendoza is this is not. He played in that league. He played at Cal. He knows about Oregon. Autzen Stadium is not going to be a big deal to him. Okay. Do I think they'll beat Oregon? No.
Okay.
No. I don't think they'll win the game. But when you ask the question, can they? Absolutely, they can. Anytime you doubt Kurt Cignetti's team, you can look like a fool. Okay. So I would certainly give them a puncher's chance in this game. Think about this. Oregon has played such a massive schedule with big games, and coming off, obviously, a a big one on the road just a couple of weeks ago. But they are a team that I think has more pressure on them when they are at Austin than they do when they go on the road. They play with such abandon when they go on the road trips. And this has been true, since Dan Lanning got there. What is the streak? I think he's like 18 in a row Big Ten games now in the regular season that they've won. Is that right? I believe that's right.
I'm not positive. I think you're right, though. Yeah.
I think that's right. They have not. Their only loss was in the Rose Bowl. So they have been the most consistent winner in college football for the last 2 years. They haven't won a national championship, but they've been the most consistent winner, home and away, of any team in the country. And no team changed as much of its roster that's in the top 5 any more so than Oregon did. And yet look where they are.
Yeah.
But I've seen Indiana, Rick, with my own eyes, and they are better this year than they were last year. And the reason is the quarterback position. Okay? And by the way, the quarterback that left was the Big Ten Player of the Year. just a little reminder. Okay?
No doubt. A
But
couple of
Mendoza
Heisman Trophy
made them
candidates. Yeah.
Yeah. Mendoza made them better. So, yeah, they could do it. I'm going to pick Oregon to win the game. I don't think they'll cover. I think it'll be a very close game.
The blimp with Brother Bino is making the pilgrimage right now to the oldest rivalry in the South. It is the Plains in Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia.
I'll never forget it when you play between the hedges. Or I remember one time it was said not long ago, they've got hedges in Auburn too, but they don't call them hedges. Well, what do they call them? Lance Swan once said to Keith Jackson, "You never know what might happen when they play behind the bushes, Keith."
Is Toomer's Corner rocking on Saturday night, or is Georgia get back
I got
on?
to tell you, Auburn's dangerous here, and Georgia is not what. And Auburn's dropped 2 games now, and Hugh desperately needs this game.
Yes.
I mean, desperately needs this game. And I think this could be your shocker of the weekend. Okay? Auburn to upset Georgia at home.
Wow. There you have it. Let's wrap with the Tim Brando fly in the ointment game, please.
Well, my Warhawks, I had to get off them now because they didn't cover against Northwestern. Really thought they would. So I'm bouncing off of them tonight. Okay? It's Tulane. It's Tulane and East Carolina. Get on the phone real quick. Make sure you get it in. The game starts in like 15 minutes, Rick.
Yes.
Tulane will cover the number against East Carolina. You're
Get on the phone. You get on the phone. I don't think they do it that way anymore. I think they can do it right on their phones, Timmy B. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Oh, that's right. So you can't call your bookie anymore. That's right. You
No doubt. Tim Brando is in mini Manhattan. Hey, you're going to have a great one on Saturday. It will be at 3:30. TCU in Kansas State, 3:30 on Fox. Timmy, always a lot of fun. Thank you. We'll pick it up again next week.
We'll talk to you next week in Big Ten Country. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
There he goes, Tim Brando. I think he just let us officially know that he is not a gambler because he said pick up the phone and call your guy. I mean, those days are long, long over. So I'm told, as I always say.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that still does that.
I don't bet as far as you know. Yeah, Dylan, I mean, but has the line moved? I guess Jalen Carter's not going to play tonight. Usually, even a start offensive guy doesn't really move the line that much, possibly a half point. Or Max, do you see it as well? All you young guys are on your phone.
Yeah, I still see 7.5 on Hard Rock.
All right.
No movement.
We'll see. As I said, first time ever I'm doing fantasy football with a buddy of mine. I got Barkley tonight, who's really been struggling. He has not put up the numbers that certainly not even close to what he did a year ago. So I'd like to see him have 100-plus yards and a couple of TDs. All right, we got much more to do. We are absolutely jam-packed tonight at the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament out here at in all the benefits going to the Jacksonville School of Autism. With you tonight till 8 o'clock. It's great to have you with us. Dylan Denmark, Max Fink. My name's Rick Ballou.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Trent Taylor.
Monday Morning Running Back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein & Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for a limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Every joint in the body was designed for movement. Inactivity can cause stiffness, weakness, weight gain, and decrease in overall balance. So you should strive for at least 30 minutes a day of exercises that promote flexibility like yoga, strengthening with weights, and cardiovascular fitness like walking, swimming, or biking. The more you move, the better you will feel and your overall health will benefit. Let's get healthy, Jacks. Go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville. 1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the preparation for the tournament on Sunday continues as the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament, and it's benefiting the Jack School of Autism. We're out here at Palm Valley Outdoors. I'm joined by Staff Sergeant Ebar here with the United States Army. and he is going to be participating in this team. They're also sponsoring this tournament, so quite a privilege to have you with us. And Staff Sergeant Ibar, first things first, and I'll speak for Jacksonville. We appreciate you defending our great country.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, and now, I didn't know the Army had a fishing team.
Oh, yeah, we have a great bunch of different types of sports in the military itself. In the Army itself, we have a U.S. Outdoor sports team. Not just that, but we have different types of teams such as CrossFit, Strongman, esports, which a lot of people don't really know about, right? And to be able to get into this, right, it's just like your regular everyday, regular teams out in the, colleges and so on. You just have to audition, right? So we just have a bunch, right? It's just many people don't really know that.
So you got to make the team. You just can't pull some guy out and say, "Oh, this sounds like fun. I'll grab some rays while I'm out there." No, you got to have some experience when it comes to pulling up flounder.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Especially because there's a lot of people in the military themselves that have such great talents, right?
Right.
And sometimes most people use these talents as hobbies, but most of the times you can just use it to compete for the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
And so it's a really big deal.
My dad was in the Army. He just passed a few months ago, but he would tell stories about incredible sporting events. He got to see Muhammad Ali train. He got to watch Satchel Paige pitch. He all sorts of different things. And they had a really competitive baseball team, and they'd play other AA and minor league teams and what have you. So sports is certainly very competitive. Why fishing? I respect fishing. I'm a golfer. It's hard to be both, although a lot of people in Jacksonville are both fishermen and golfers. If I get the free time, golf is what I'm going to do. Tell us what's great about fishing.
I mean, very similar to golf, right? Fishing is one of those things where it requires a lot of patience, right? And takes a lot of time, right, to do. A lot of the reason why fishing for the case, right, is fishing is just one of those things where you're out there, you're just really trying to enjoy the scenery, right? You're enjoying your time out there. It's peaceful, you're away from everything, right? And so you're focusing on just, baiting and, hooking and baiting, right? And it's such a calming sport, right? You're out there with friends, having a good time. And when you catch something, that's even better.
Now, this is the 16th annual. Have you done it before?
I have not, no.
Okay, so this is your first time getting out there. Sponsoring the event, so many generous people, so many great people here throughout Jacksonville. Obviously, with the United States Army, you can sponsor virtually anything you want. Why the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament? What was so important to sponsor them?
So, we like to give back to the community, right? Just as, a lot of people come to us, thank us for our service, right? But we want to just show more than just, what we do overseas. What we want to do is give back even while being within the states, right? And this, 16th annual, it's a really big deal, especially because, a lot of military members themselves have kids that have, that have some types of, disabilities and whatnot, right? And so, the way to be able to give back to the community is, participate in things like this, right? And it's an amazing honor to be even be here, first of all, right? So, no, it's just a way to give back to the community, right? Remind people, hey, we're here for you.
How many are on the boat?
Ooh, so I myself am not part of the fish team, right?
Okay.
But I wish I
is it 6 maybe?
I believe it's 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you cast right out of here, off the Intracoastal, and I was talking to Chip Davis, the director, earlier. You're basically going right around these parts, not so far out into the Atlantic. The Army as a whole, everything that it means to this country is obviously second to none. What are the benefits of someone who's young out there that is looking for an opportunity? What are the benefits of going to the United States Army?
So there's many benefits, right? Especially as being as young as 17 and 19, right? Most kids want to go to college, right? And so we have tuition assistance, which covers majority of your college, right? We have what's called a GI Bill, which pays for a 4-year degree. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, we also have VA benefits, right? You can get a home loan, zero down, right? And so there's so many different types of benefits, educational-wise, career-wise, and really it's just being your own person, really like that.
Yeah, it's a great foundation. It absolutely is, and it's a phenomenal career for so many people. Where are you from?
I'm actually originally from Florida.
Oh, yeah?
I'm from more south, a small town called Immokalee.
I know Immokalee, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Who was the great running back out of, was that Ed James?
Oh, it was Mackenzie Alexander, I believe.
Okay.
I may be wrong on that one. We had quite a few. Oh, no. Edgin James.
I think it was Ed James who was out of Immokalee.
Yeah,
Went to the U and had a very good NFL career.
Oh, yeah, Edgin James. He actually paid for our turf.
Did he really?
Yeah, we have a nice turf field because of him.
Man, that's great to hear. Did I miss anything before we say goodbye? This great event coming up, and main sponsor here, the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. Did I miss anything, Staff Sergeant?
No, you pretty much hit every every point, right? My only advice to the young individuals that are listening is a lot of times people do their research, right, about the military, and, rightfully so, they can do that, right? But just like anything, right, if you want to get an accurate answer about, U.S. Army or any of the other branches, go straight to the source, Recruiters are pretty local. You Google your local recruiting station, and they'll be able to answer your questions very, very good.
That's well said. He is Staff Sergeant Abar, and they're a big part of this tournament, which, raises money, $1.5 million in 16 years for the Jacksonville School of Autism. What a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for stopping by.
There
he goes. Yes, that was good stuff there with Staff Sergeant Abar and the United States Army, obviously sponsoring this event out here. A lot of really good people out here, Dylan. I've bounced into quite a few people that I haven't seen in a little bit, and obviously yearly our J Fund just grows and grows and grows, and it's bigger and better than it's ever been. But it's good to know that there are other charitable events that happen here around the calendar year, and this one out here is a whole heck of a lot of fun. Too bad you couldn't make it.
Yeah, that's I know my aunt lives right off that 210 bridge, so I'm very familiar with that area. Cam Smith used to live not too far from there, but he moved a little further south to go fishing closer to the ocean.
Yeah. Now we know you're a golfer. I've played a few rounds. Are you a fisherman?
No, I used to fish a little bit, but no salt water. No salt water for me.
How about you, Max? Do you fish at all, or do you have time? I mean, you're a busy guy.
Fisherman.
Oh my God! Look at that.
That's what I do in my free time.
I mean, now the fish is almost as big as the lady
my girlfriend right there.
The fish is almost as big as his girlfriend. Okay, I mean, what is that? About a 5'5" fish, or
it's a 50-pound Kubera snapper.
Now, where'd you get that?
That's in the Bahamas. That's actually shot with this pole spear. So I do a little bit of everything: spear fishing.
You ever fished for flounder before?
I do, yeah. Great flounder fishing right outside here. There's rock piles.
Now they're bottom of the. I've always thought of flounder as something that hovers to the bottom of the ocean.
Their nickname is a doormat, so they got two eyes on top of their head, both looking up, and they kind of swim around. They hide in the sand and wait for stuff to come by, and then they come out and attack.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. This could be a fun event.
It's gonna be awesome.
I think I'll pick it up. I went out with my buddy. We went 35 miles out. This would have been probably 4 years ago. Man, I didn't even grab a rod, man. I just kept drinking beer and having a heck of a good time.
That's what it's about.
But I have been deep sea fishing before. I wonder, I feel like I have enough hobbies, but people who fish love to talk about fishing. And it seems to me like it may be a little bit more, and correct me if I'm wrong, a little bit more rewarding than golf. There's nothing worse than golf snobs, and that really happens when you get pretty good at golf. You start missing shots, and you start getting down on yourself. I don't know, do fishermen get angry if nothing's biting, or do you just pick up a cool buzz and it's a great time anyway?
Look, I'm a good example because I love playing golf, but my favorite thing to do in the whole world is fishing, and there's a saying, the tug is the drug, and that's 100% correct because there's nothing better. I mean, putting work in, like you can go out here and flounder fish and have a good time with your family, or you could go out offshore and hardcore and really put in, 16-hour days.
Right.
You're working off moon phases, water temperature. There's a lot that goes into it. So all the time and money that you spend, it is so rewarding to catch a trophy fish and share those memories with people that you're really close to, friends, family, whatever. It really gets you hooked, and that's my favorite thing to do in the whole wide world.
Yeah, I did a little bit growing up. Go over to where my mom was born in Keene, New Hampshire, and nearby Silver Lake off of Mount Washington and stuff like that in New Hampshire, and a little bit of some saltwater fishing in Maine or the Cape, but I just haven't really gotten into it since I've been here in Florida. Perhaps someday. We shall see. All right, Rafael Esparza, ladies and gentlemen. There's a star. He was, and hopefully he's here. Last week, he couldn't join us because he was at the game at Wrigley Field in Chicago. I wonder if he's going to be there tonight or if he's back in Vegas and will join us. Tell you what, we'll find out in about 4 minutes.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask? So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
It's an evening of connection, laughter, and friendly competition, celebrating the creativity and resilience of our community with costumes, bowling, and prizes. To find out more about the Community Bowling Costume Party October 24th, contact Rebel Recovery.
If you'd like to help dogs find new homes, you can enjoy food, drinks, music, and of course, dogs at the Fall Fermi Festival, November 8th. Find out more at kprok9.com.
Find out how you can be part of the cure for blood cancer at the Light the Night Walk at Five Star Ballpark November 22nd. Take the first step at lightthenight.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Well, the big news was it's not even 24 hours old. It happened late last night. The Jaguars trade Tyson Campbell and that enormous contract off to Cleveland. They get Greg Newsome. Also in the deal, Jacksonville gets a 6th-round pick in 2026. Jacksonville sends over a 7th-round pick along with Campbell. This is the final year for Greg Newsome. They were selected 7 spots apart. Cleveland did pick up the team-only first-year option. He's 25 years of age. He was, yesterday limited with a hamstring. The Jacksonville Jaguars released their injury report moments ago because of the West Coast team facing Seattle, and I do not see him on this list. The only change from yesterday, Logan Cook, personal day, went from did not participate to a full day of work. Everyone else is the same. The only DMP out there is Robert Hainsey, the hamstring. He came out, and rookie Jonah Monheim came in. I would, right now, probably lean towards him being the center against a Seattle team that's really beaten up. They could be missing as many as 5 defensive players coming up with this football game Sunday at 1 o'clock. Rafael Esparza is with us. Now, a week ago, you were at Wrigley. What's wrong? How come you're not there tonight?
Did you see what the weather report is? The wind's supposed to be blowing in. It's probably going to be 40 degrees. I ain't going there.
So play the under tonight.
I mean, even a Dodger game right now is 0-0 in the top of the 6th. So I was a little bit shocked at that outcome. I thought we would see early runs like we've seen all day long. But, yeah, the Cub game, we should probably see limited runs on this game as well.
How is the Toronto Blue Jays money? I mean, New York is such a public team. I got to imagine the books won, even though Toronto was favored.
Oh yeah, the books cleaned up because we had so much Yankee money to win American League pennant and the World Series. So it was a big plus for the books right now. So they're sitting pretty on baseball futures with the Yankees bowing out.
It's a really interesting year, Rafael. I mean, if you look at baseball, you look at where we are in the NFL, you look at where we are in college football. I mean, it is wide open in those 3 leagues as to who's going to end up winning it all.
I would say maybe not so much in college football. I think in college football, when it's all said and done, I think the top 3 teams are going to be teams that we're not shocked that we didn't see there. I can see baseball. Wow, it could be Toronto or Seattle. Who'd have thought those 2 teams could be in the World Series for the American League. In the NFL, who would have thought the Indianapolis Colts would be playing this well? Who would have thought the Pittsburgh Steelers could win a division because with the Bengals situation, the Browns situation, and me and you can score touchdowns on the Ravens defense. So, yeah, I would say those 2 leagues are up in the air. College football, I think, is going to ring its ugly head, and we're going to see the top 3 teams normal.
Give us your opinion on Florida after a big-time victory now going out and trying to win at Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this Texas A&M team. So did Florida win their college bowl game last week? I mean, what if Oklahoma just beats up on Texas? Then does that win for Florida against Texas really mean anything? Just like I told people, like when LSU beat Florida, they need Florida to have good outings or then win doesn't do anything. Just like Clemson. You beat Clemson, but everyone else is beating them. Is that win really significant? I think if you're Texas, you need a significant win against Oklahoma, and if you're Florida, you need a significant win against the Aggies.
You know, the same was said about Alabama in week 1. Now you look at Alabama, they're the odds-on favorite to actually win the Southeastern Conference. What about the team they knocked off 2 weeks ago, Georgia, heading to the plains of Auburn? Do you have a feeling on this contest?
I just think defense is going to be too much for Auburn, and I think Hugh Freeze better be looking at maybe the Juan ads or maybe looking at what's UCLA need. There's a lot of big job openings in college football that Hugh Freeze maybe want to put his name in a hat because I think if they lose and lose badly, which I wouldn't shock me if Georgia beats them, I wouldn't be shocked if Hugh Freeze is on a very, very, very hot seat.
Ooh, okay. Hey, the winner of Oregon, Indiana, is that your Heisman Trophy leader early Sunday morning?
I would say so, yes. I think Oregon's speed on defense is going to be too much for Indiana. But I wrote off Indiana against Illinois, and I had to eat crow for a whole week, putting up a 60 burger on Illinois' defense. If Indiana wins this game, then I think we all need to forget about what they did last year in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I would agree with you. They've been dominant against some teams, certainly what they were able to do against Illinois. All right, let's wrap with one NFL game that's here. Final home game for 5 weeks. Jags will hit the road. It'll be out in Vegas. I'll be out there. So we'll get an opportunity to hook up. And then, of course, in the division, plus going out to London. So it's a big game off of a major high in a short week. Seattle's banged up, though. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, if Seattle was semi-healthy, I'm not even saying full healthy, semi-healthy, then I would say, okay, let's take the Seahawks. But I just don't like the way their health coming in. Jacksonville's coming off the huge emotional win on Monday night. I hate playing teams off a Monday night win, especially off a huge emotional win, because I'm sure the Jaguars are still talking about Monday's win against Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. But I'm leaning towards the Jags. A very soft. There's 3 different numbers out there. There's a -1.5, a pick, and a +1 for Jacksonville. So I would say definitely shop the number to get the best number, especially if you like the Jags.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And around here, locally it's going to be higher. But, again, I don't know how many people go local these days.
Actually, Hard Rock, Florida right now has Jacksonville only -1.
Okay, there you go. Tell us about your show, Raphael.
Yeah, it's a fun show on Fridays, betting outside the box. We tackle everything that's pretty much outside of normal betting world. We like to explore what you can bet, what you didn't think you can bet in gambling itself. So it's a fun show. You can catch me out on that, and I do a lot of good stuff on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff.
What did we miss? Maybe is Bill Belichick going to survive? Is there anything that we did not talk about?
I think he survives. He's got a pretty decent recruiting class coming in. I think he survives. I'm more worried about that. I'm trying to figure out what names I'm putting out. Who's going to be the New York Yankees head manager Game 1 next year? So that's what I am working on right now, because I think Boone's on a hot seat. And keep an eye out for Mattingly and Derek Jeter.
That was a name that came to mind for me, Don Mattingly. I mean, even though he didn't get it done in L.A., he didn't have the money and the talent in Miami. Boy, he is kind of Mr. Yankee if you look over the last 30 to 40 years compared to perhaps anyone else not named Derek Jeter. Rafael Esparza, always a pleasure, sir. We'll do it again next week.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
There he goes, Rafael Esparza. Boy, Jags are 4-1. They're also 4-1 against the number. They're 4-1 this year against the spread. And, typically that changes. I mean, teams aren't dominant in that area. And this is basically a pick'em game. I mean, you can get it at maybe -1. You can get it at maybe +1. You can get it maybe at even. You heard what the Philly Godfather told us when we interviewed him earlier in the program. He's actually going to play a 7-point tease, which I never, when I did bet, I never did teases. To me, it's tough enough to win one game, right? With a tease, you got to win 2 games. It's kind of like for you youngsters out there, and I'll use a fishing term. If you feel like you've got a chick on the line, right, don't move over to the next one and go for the second one, right? Get what you can, accept it, and take it for that. Don't try to mosey on down, right? And that's the way it is with 8-point teases or 7-point teases or 6-point teases, whatever it is. It's so hard to win one game in college football or the NFL or anything for that matter. Just not a fan. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to check Twitter to see if we have any response on the Mike Norvell black eye. Have you heard anything back about that in the studio, Dylan? I mean, I didn't know that Florida State had the Mafia. I didn't know that they were part of the Omerta. But everyone involved in this process, this is like finding cocaine in the White House, okay? At least they ask questions about whose it was. No one is going to ask Mike Norvell how he got that black eye.
No, I didn't know about it until you brought it up this morning, or this at the start of the show. I'm scrolling through Twitter. Have not heard any sources on why this has happened.
I mean, if Billy Napier showed up with a black eye,
Mark Long would be the first question he'd ask.
Absolutely, Mark Long would. If Liam Cohen or Anthony Campanile or Grant Udinsky or anyone else showed up with a black eye, okay, the media here would ask the question. They're too scared. They are too intimidated to ask the question until you've got to be kidding me. And, listen, I get it. They're on campus. They have nice jobs. They have families. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. But, I mean, this is a common asked question. The guy showed up like he was a part of Fight Club, right? And maybe that's it. You know, whatever happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The first rule involved with covering Mike Norvell is don't ask anything outside of, hey, Mike, you guys lost again today. Do you think you can win this week? That's it. And I'm pissed about it. All right, much more to do. I'm Rick Ballou. I'm a Florida State grad. And believe it or not, I am very proud of it.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
Dogs and cats fight under the Friday night lights. Bulls Bulldogs, Andrew Jackson Tigers, 7 o'clock on 1010 a.m.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA golf professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Legends of the Billy Joel Band, the Lords of 52nd Street, performing the hits you know and love from Billy Joel.
Got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close.
October 16th at Florida Theater, featuring Liberty DeVito, Russell Chavers, and Richie Canada. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
The Lords of 52nd Street.
Say goodbye, my baby.
Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Eli Little, senior varsity swimmer at Stanton College Prep. Eli is a member of the National Honor Society, the Spanish Honor Society, and the Science Honor Society. And he's president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Hey, Jags fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to brandonroofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. I just upgraded my home with fantastic floors, and the experience was incredible. Rusty and the team brought the showroom to me with their at-home consultation. The whole process was simple, the installation was top-notch, and the results, absolutely fantastic. Take it from me. Don't wait. Visit fanfloors.com and schedule your at-home consultation today. Fantastic Floors, where every step is fantastic.
Jags fans, arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit jtafla.com for details.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Well, Philadelphia tonight, no Jalen Carter. Again, and Hacker may not even be aware of this, but I tallied up with a buddy, and for the first time ever, I am playing fantasy football. And, you know, I always went against it because I'm a bettor by trade. If you were to cut me up, I would spill sides and totals and props. I have a gambling history. Now, I haven't exercised that in 10-plus years, as far as you know. But I got into the fantasy. I was like, man, there's so much money. Everyone's making all this money. It's like Ballou needs to get his dirty hands in there and grab as well. And all of a sudden, Barkley is not putting up the numbers this year that he has in his career when he was healthy, and certainly a season ago. He was absolutely spectacular. But Josh Allen is my quarterback and Saquon Barkley as my running back. So far, not the numbers this year. And we'll see if that changes tonight against the New York Giants. Speaking of Hacker, now this.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
So what do you think, Hack? Is Barkley and Derrick Henry, are they going to snap out of this, or is this a situation where they just got far too many touches a year ago?
Well, I think Derrick Henry's in trouble because Lamar Jackson's injured, and the Ravens might be the worst team in football. They're in the conversation. I am shocked at how bad they look. Barkley will be good, but since you're in the world of fantasy football, man, let me welcome you. I have Devontae Smith going tonight in one league, so I'm looking for a big performance out of the Eagle passing game coming up here in about 20 minutes.
Someone has whispered in my ears, Devontae Smith over 3.5 receptions tonight. Devontae Smith over 3.5 receptions. Again, I don't bet, as far as you know. How about Greg Newsome?
Yeah, I wish that would have happened about 20 minutes earlier last night. I get home at about 10:15, and the trade is announced. And look, it's fascinating. I mean, a 4-1 team coming off one of the biggest regular season wins in a long time, and talk about a general manager not resting on their laurels as they go out and they trade Tyson Campbell for Greg Newsome, James Gladstone. My goodness. I mean, what do you say about the guy? We're going to go to Cleveland coming up tonight. My guy Scott Petrak, he's been my Cleveland guy for years, brownzone.com, and we'll find out all about the newest Jaguar cornerback, Greg Newsome, this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I was with the GF last night. We're kind of curled up. We're watching the story on the heartthrob Ed Gein, and all of a sudden my cell phone starts going absolutely crazy, and it's like, are you kidding me? At this hour, James Gladstone just pulled off a trade, unloaded that contract, and picked up a draft pick, 1 round higher than what he gave up. So this guy's a magician so far.
Oh, absolutely. And it's clear that Tyson Campbell wasn't in their future plans. But talk about how quickly the world works in the NFL. I was in the locker room yesterday at 5 o'clock at the Miller Electric Center, and I saw Tyson Campbell come in off the practice field. At 1 o'clock today, 20 hours later, Tyson Campbell was practicing in a Cleveland Browns uniform. Absolutely crazy how quick that thing came together.
And and he's there with Cam Robinson. You feel bad. I mean, going to Cleveland, that in a way is a prison sentence, but the amount of money you're making, I guess you just deal with it and push through on a week-to-week basis. All right, so you're going to Cleveland tonight. What else you got planned?
Yeah, I mentioned Scott Petrak up in Cleveland. We're also going to have Spot Track. The co-founder, Mike Giannetti, is going to join me. What does the Greg Newsome deal mean for the salary cap for the Jaguars moving forward? What about Devin Lloyd? What kind of money will he want on the open market? Spot Track is the website to go to talk about all the contracts and stuff. Mike Giannetti is the co-founder. He's going to join me tonight, and former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. So, Rick, we're absolutely loaded. We'll kick it off here in about 5 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Look forward to that. Hack, have a fun show. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Rick.
That's going to do it. Remember, tomorrow we're on the AM 4 to 6 during high school football season. So that'll be tomorrow 4 to 6 on AM 1010. Thank you to Tim Brando. Thank you to the Philly Godfather. Thank you to Chip Davis, the director of this tournament, which has been outstanding. The Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament, everything benefits the Jacksonville School of Autism. Also heard from Staff Sergeant Eber. So appreciate him coming by as well. Dylan Denmark and Max Fink, thank you. I am Rick Ballou. That'll do it. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, 4 to 6 on AM 1010. We'll talk to you then. Hacker Nation joins you now. We'll see you.
Get a look behind the throw with Denny Thompson.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill, revved up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our experts